The time is 11:25 on this late Monday night, October 8th, 2018. It is time now for the Peter Channel Late Night News on this late Monday night, October 8th, 2018. Good evening, morning. I'm Peter J. Wiggins. It's 11 o'clock, and it is 58 degrees in North Massachusetts. Top stories on the Peter Channel Late Night News is President Trump uses swearing in the ceremony to apologize to Brett Kavanaugh. Police expelled wherever the negligence is a factor in the fatal limo crash in Sky, New York. Hurricane Michael forecasted intensified to bring a dangerous threat of storm surge and temperature winds to Florida. Trump has drawn Rosenstein into a loyalty test. Columbus store has the sound off. A Bulgarian journalist was killed in the case that shocked Europe. The trade war will hit US and China and growth next year, the IMF warns. To tackle climate change, the new UN climate report says put a high price on carbon. The scariest part of the new climate change report that calls out roads that are inadequate and the track we're on is disastrous. Selectmen and school officials move in relations in Norton. Netflix buys up New Mexico's 3D facility for the massive new production hub. Train Young considers a takeover bid for Papa John's. Zillow's wood ski move has not paid off, and Google's accommodation of a $10 billion Pentagon cloud contract. Investigative journalists said Monday they had uncovered the identity of the second Russian man accused of President and former Moscow spy Sergei Skripal. President Trump on Monday said he had no plans to fire. Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein put it off to the rumors that he would do so. Netflix opened production hub in New Mexico. Texas police kill police dog after it at Tex Handler. Trump praised the law enforcement at Kavanaugh Police Chiefs Convention. In local news from the Neanderthal Sun Chronicles, SJC sets date to hear arguments on voiding convictions like Hernandez's. North Edinburgh Selectmen have given 6-man provisional approval to the police force, bringing the department's ranks up to 49. Norfolk police reported a rush of car break-ins. Kids get mighty messy at a third annual mud run in East Bridgewater. Native American tribes join fight over Long Island. Hubble Space Telescope taken off line after telescope failure. Giant jagged ice pads cover Jupiter's moon near new study suggests. As global temperatures rise, so will mental health issues, study says. Toddler couldn't move his arm as doctors discovered a polio condition. Los Angeles is dealing with an outbreak of flea-borne typhus. 10 minutes without HPV. Peter Children's time. 11 on this late Monday night. Time now for a sports report. The Boston Red Sox take a 2-1 lead into the best of 7 series. Best of 3 ALDS over the New York Yankees with a 16-1 pound of the New York Yankees. Brock Colton for cycle complete with David Evaldi's stellar pitching performance. In other Major League postseason scores, LA Dodgers 6, Atlanta Braves 2, as the Dodgers move on to the NLCS to meet the Milwaukee Brewers after taking the Braves 3-1. And the Houston Astros moving on to NLCS to defeat the Cleveland Indians 11-3 to sweep the Indians 3-0. In NFL Monday Night Football, the New Orleans Saints defeat the Washington Redskins 43-19 behind Drew Brees becomes all-time passing leader, passing Peyton Manning. In NHL, the Boston Bruins over the Ottawa Senators 6-3. New York Islanders played the San Jose Sharks 4-0. Buffalo Sabres over the Golden Knights 4-2 when the Detroit Red Wings leading on Ducks 1-0 with 10:23 left in the second period. Tubby New England receives Heroes of Oakland and Dagestan, and New York Giants plan to trade or cut Eric Flowers. Peter Children's time. 11:30 on this late Monday night, time now for a Peter Channel traffic and transit check. Baby! On the MBTA John's Pistons, top down blaze up to 10 minutes due to a disabled train with mechanical problem in A Market. Shuttle. Can we rail on Thursday? I'm looking good. Hey, look at the highways and byways of New England in Rhode Island. 146 on the top side. Those on and off Smithfield, Rhode Island. 395. Slope between Putnam and Killeen, Connecticut. 84 eastbound. Also, 981. Fairfield stretch. And 89. Top side. Also after the Canadian upstate Vermont. Onwards 1555. Northbound side. So in southern Quebec. Peter Childers time, 11:31 on this late Monday night, and it's time now for a weather report. Rain showers going off eastern Massachusetts, and it is cool up north. Showers and storms in the line from Skyway down to Bangor, Maine, and number one searching them all the way from northern and eastern Maine, and on the western and northern portion of the Brunswick, and rain and sleet and snow down in eastern Quebec, and rain showers from northwestern Vermont. Down in southwestern Quebec and on the northeastern portion of Ontario, and on the line of rain showers line from Watertown, New York, all the way down to Toronto, Ontario, Canada. And look at that, our satellite shoes shows the line of cloud line from Ontario stretching all the way down to Texas and east New Mexico. Looking at the temperature spread around the region, it's in the 50s to low 60s and 70 wind watts in the 40s to 50s in northern New England, some in the low 60s in northwestern Vermont. Your latest 11 o'clock advisory on Michael. Now, 90 mile per hour winds, 23.2 to the north, 85.3 to the west, movement north at 12 miles an hour. Michael continues to strengthen a storm surge and hurricane warning in effect for the northeastern Gulf Coast. And storm surge warning in effect for up close to Walton County line and Florida and Anclote River in Florida. Storm surge warning in effect for Anclote River, Florida to Anna Maria Island in Florida, including Tampa Bay and Alabama, Florida, border to up close to Walton County line in Florida. Hurricane warning in effect for Alabama, Florida, border to the Saline River, Florida, and the Cuban province of Pinar del Rio. Hurricane warning in effect for Alabama, Florida, border to the Mississippi, Alabama border. Tornado warning in effect for the Alabama, Florida, border to the Mississippi, Alabama border. Saline River, Florida, to Chassahoka, Florida, and the Cuban province of Isle for tornado warning in effect for Chassahoka to the Anna Maria Island, Florida, including Tampa Bay and Mississippi, Alabama River, border to the mouth of the Pearl River. At 10 p.m., the center of Hurricane Michael was located by the NOAA and the Air Force Reserve Recast Aircraft latitude 23.2 to the north, longitude 85.3 to the west. Michael is moving toward the north near 12 miles an hour, but northward to the northwestern, the slightly faster, further speed is expect for that trip tonight, that followed by the northeastward motion on Wednesday and Thursday on the forecast track. The center of Michael will continue to move over the southeastern Gulf of Mexico tonight, and then move across the eastern Gulf of Mexico Tuesday and Tuesday night, and the center of Michael is expected to move inland over the Florida Panhandle, Florida Bend area on Wednesday, and then move northeastward and across the southeastern of the United States Wednesday night and Thursday. Reports from the 2 weekends of the aircraft indicate the maximum sustained winds have increased to 9 miles an hour with our gusts. Stated of rapid strengthening its forecast during the next day or so, with Michael expected to become a major hurricane by Tuesday night. Hurricane force wind extended to 35 miles an hour from the center of tornado force winds considered 175 miles an hour. The minimum set pressure recently measured by the 2 aircraft was 970 millibars for 8.65 inches. Storm surge and a combination of dangerous storm surge and a tide will cause normally dry areas near the coast to be flooded by rising waters. Moving inland from the shoreline, the water has the potential to reach the fallen heights above the ground, and the peak surge occurs at a time of high tide. Indian Pasta, Cedar Key, Florida, 8 to 12 feet. Cedar Key to Florida, the Crystal River, Florida, 6 to 8 feet. Oklahoma, Walton County line, Florida to Indian Pass, Florida, 6 to 9 feet. Crystal River, Florida, Anclote River, Florida, 4 to 6 feet. Anclote River to Anna Maria Island, Florida, including Tampa Bay, 2 to 4 feet. Alabama, Florida, border to Oklahoma or Walton County line, Florida, 2 to 4 feet. And hurricane conditions continue over the course of the far western Cuban province of Pinar del Rio 5 this evening. Tornado conditions are expected across the remainder of the border area in Cuba and the Yucatan Peninsula tonight. Hurricane conditions are expected with a hurricane warning area along the U.S. Gulf Coast by Wednesday, with tornado conditions expected by Tuesday night early Wednesday. The tornado conditions are expected by the tornado warning area by Tuesday night early Wednesday, and possible within the tornado watch area by that time. Hurricane conditions are possible with the hurricane watch area by Wednesday, and maximum expected videos that fall and rainfall amount by Friday. Western Cuba 4 to 8 inches as a maximum up to 12 inches as rainfall could lead to threatening flash floods and mudslides. Florida Panhandle, Bend, Southeast Alabama, Georgia and South Carolina 4 to 8 inches and as a maximum up to 12 inches. Rainfall could lead to flash floods in Florida Peninsula, Florida Keys, and North Carolina, and portions of the Midland States and the southern New England coast, and 2 4 inches of that, and maximum to 6 inches of this rainfall could lead to light flash floods in Yucatan Peninsula, average rainfall less than 1 inch. Swells generated by Michael affecting the south coast of Cuba and the east coast of Yucatan Peninsula. Swells are expected to begin affecting in the coastal regions in the northern Gulf of Mexico during the next day or so. Swells are likely to cause life and serve a recurring condition in the police Kitsap local web office. And take a look at one GFS model. Looking at the 18Z. Shows we will get the northern fringes of the storm, so we could see some rain fringes from Michael from southeastern Massachusetts all the way down to coastal Connecticut down in Long Island Sound, but it's 4 to 5 days away. Hazard weather outlook. Periods of heavy rain and strong winds are possible across suburban Island and southeast Massachusetts from Thursday to Friday night. This due to remnants of Hurricane Michael forecast coming in slow, given the time range still 3 to 4 days out, and stay tuned in later forecast and discussion under this heavy rain and strong wind threat. Okay, looking at forecast, I got it like this. Tonight, mostly clouds by 54 degrees, calm wind for Tuesday, mostly clouds by 74 degrees, calm wind coming southwest wind 5 to 8 miles in the morning for Tuesday night. Mostly clouds by 64 degrees, southwest about 6 miles an hour for Wednesday, parts of the sky about 81 degrees. Southwest about 6 miles an hour, Wednesday night, 8 chance of showers after 1 a.m. Mostly clouds about 62 degrees. Southwest about 5 miles coming in the evening, chance of 30%. Thursday, showers like May after 3 p.m. Mostly clouds about 73, about 56 degrees, chance of 70%. Friday, parts of the partly clouds about 63, about 44 degrees. Saturday, mostly clouds about 57, about 39 degrees. Sunday, mostly clouds about 59 degrees. Sunday night, chance of showers, mostly clouds about 49 degrees, and chance of 40%. Monday, chance of showers, partly clouds about 62 degrees, and chance of 40%. And that's going to be it for the Peter channel. Late night news on this late Monday night, October 8th, 2018. I'm viewers. Hope you have a good night with a good positive to the dot. See you tomorrow morning and more important. Hope you have a good night.